guys, today I'll go over all of the must-have console add-ons for ESO in Update 48. I'll highlight the brand new add-ons that you probably don't know about yet, but I'll also list some of the older ones so you can cross-reference and make sure that you have everything that you need. This video will break down everything into categories, the best PvE add-ons, PvP add-ons, and general add-ons that are just great for quality of life. So feel free to use the timestamps to skip around to whatever you need. For brand new PvE add-ons, we now have Hodor's Reflexes, which is by far one of the best add-ons to ever exist. This add-on dynamically tracks DPS and ultimate timers during combat. You do need to have this add-on installed for other people to see your DPS, but there's also an option in here to never show your DPS, like if you're embarrassed by being a heavy attacker or something. There's a bunch of ultimates you can turn on to track, like Warhorn and Colossus, and down below you can adjust their scale and positioning on your screen. There's also an option called Toxic Mode, which I love to see. So if you die, it'll generate a random toxic message in your recap, such as,
"Imagine dying with all these add-ons enabled."
Maybe tanking or healing would be a better role for you.
I'm not even making this up. This add-on will look a little differently during events, such as on Valentine's Day and Christmas, and I'll let you guess what the add-on does for April Fools. It's very creative. We will not be able to get custom icons on console like you can on PC, but we will be able to get custom names in the near future. If you are the crown, you can also initiate a poll countdown by typing /poll or /poll with a number, and it will give a countdown on the screen. There's also a really nice ready check feature with this add-on as well. Overall, this add-on is an absolute must-have. You'll notice that Yozo took over this add-on from Andy and Mooney. Yozo's a friend of mine I met through YouTube, and all of his other independent add-ons are amazing, so download anything that you see with this guy's name on it. Loot Logger is another one that Yozo is working on, but it's not yet complete, so keep an eye out for this one. This one will keep track of all of the loot in a dungeon or a trial. So for example, if you are trying to figure out who got the null Arca dagger that you need, it'll say in the log what everyone got. Wizard's Wardrobe is one that is not entirely new, but there are a lot of people not using it, or people who are maybe intimidated by how you set it up. It's really not that bad. This add-on allows you to save setups and then instantaneously swap setups with either a / command or by putting it in your quick slot wheel. So for example, on my tank, I have a Vatterstern set up for add pulls, and when I get to a boss, I can simply hover over the assigned quick slot wheel and swap to a main boss setup. There are some limitations such as scripts on scribe skills, but overall this add-on is amazing if you like to play fully optimized with your group. Here is a list of the other PvE add-ons that you definitely should have installed. Codes, combat alerts, and crutch alerts are a must for being notified of certain mechanics, when to dodge roll, who has what on them, etc. This makes PvE straight up easy mode. Like, you could be partially brain dead, and these add-ons should carry you through the majority of content. So like if you suck, get these now. I won't be going over the rest of the add-ons in detail because you probably already have them, or I'll go over them more in the PvP section, but you can pause here to see what I use for PvE. For PvP add-ons, Skull Metrics is one of my favorites, and it does more than you think. So it tracks all of your combat stats dynamically, so as you buff up and swap bars, you can see that it updates your penetration, your weapon damage, your resistances, and your crit damage. I don't expect most people to actually be looking at these during combat, but it is very helpful when testing builds, or for looking back on clips to see why you may have died or how strong you are, like me. Also, this add-on is able to track a huge selection of proc set timers so you can see when your set is ready to use. So for example, let's say you use Dark Convergence like me, you can see a countdown of when it will be ready to use again. This tracker is a lot cleaner and easier to read than the PvP cooldown tracker, so I would suggest getting this one. More camera sensitivity is by far the best add-on for getting good at PvP, as it allows you to increase the sensitivity of your camera. So without this add-on, this is the maximum speed by which you can swivel your camera, and with this add-on, this is how fast you can swivel instead. It's like you're playing on PC. Just know that once you download it, you need to go into your camera settings and increase the sensitivity bar. If you think the maximum is too fast, it's not. Trust me. Try it all the way max for one day and you'll never go back. AKsAttributeBars is worth checking out. I didn't like this one at first, but it's actually pretty good. As you can see, this add-on completely changes the way that your attributes look on screen, but it actually does a few other things as well. For example, it can show an icon for when you have no food on, which is nice, and you can also select up to 3 stats to show which update dynamically in real time, which is similar to Skull Metrics. Finally, you can also customize your chat window with this add-on, so you can move it around the screen to wherever you want. Fancy Action Bar is a must. Personally, I like the dev's preferred UI and the static bar position with this one. I set the inactive bar desaturation to 100, so when you roll dodge, for example, and your bar is kind of darkened, you can still differentiate which bar you're on, with one being totally grayscale. It's also nice to show the ultimate as current over cost, so if you're in a group and someone asks you how much ult you still need, you can see it clearly on your screen. Anti-AFK is a new one that will be finished very soon. This one will provide prevent you from disconnecting when you go idle for too long. Let's say you actually step outside and touch grass for once, it will automatically port you around to houses so you stay in the game. If you have this add-on and the Insta-Queue add-on, essentially you would never need to rubber band your controller again. So if you have a long Cyrodiil queue, you could step away for a while, never disconnect, and automatically get sent into Cyrodiil while you are AFK. Another new add-on is Vampire Bite Locations, which is great for a couple of reasons. Obviously it shows pins on the map of where you can feed on NPCs to adjust your vampirism levels, but this is actually really helpful if you're a bomber. Say you are on the way to a fight, you can see where adds are along the way so you can stop and build your ultimate. ESO is also working on an add-on for Volendrung hammer spawn locations, so you'll also be able to see these on the map soon too. Here is a list of other PvP add-ons I would also recommend. Imperial City Boss Tracker obviously, Artaeum's group tool if you want to see ultimate from your group mates, and Better Scoreboard for BGs is another good one. As far as the general quality of life add-ons, let me first go over the new ones. Dark Mode, Dark Compass, and Dark Bars are all fantastic UI add-ons that really allow things to stand out. Here's an example of before, where all of your icons, stats, compass, and menus look washed out, and here is with the add-ons, where everything has a nice dark black background and things really pop. I absolutely love the way these look, and I'm not even goth.
Disrespect your surroundings!
Another new one you might not know is Lazy Learner. Let's say you have a new toon. If you want to instantly learn all alchemy and enchanting traits without looking them up, you can go into the options menu, hit the Q button, go to the station, and the system will learn everything for you automatically. House Hotkey is pretty cool too, so you can bind your house to your quick slot wheel. That way if you're doing a trial trifecta and need to refill your ultimate after your team wipes, you can quickly port to your house to do so. Survey Reset Markers is another great add-on for if you do surveys and you have multiples of the same one. So if you need to reset your survey, instead of blindly running a distance away and coming back, you can just use the markers on the ground to see how far you have to go. Here's a list of the other older quality of life add-ons that are still an absolute must-have, so pause here if you'd like to check them out. That's it for the Update 48 console add-ons. If any other must-have add-ons come out after this video, I'll keep a pinned comment below so everything stays updated. Leave me a comment if you have any other recommendations, or if you have questions, I'd be happy to help you. See you guys next time. Cheers.